right. Good morning. Good morning to each and every one of you. I am Brother Juan. I'm a certified Christian business coach and consultant, a tax strategist for entrepreneurs, and a strategic partner to help you build synergy in your business with bookkeeping on purpose. I empower Christian entrepreneurs online, I call them CEOs, to pursue their purpose, monetize their passion, and plan their profits. Well, today's topic is business plans. Today's topic is business plans. All right. So, one thing about me, I've never been a proponent of business plans because your business is a living organism. Business plans should be organic, they should be living, and they should be breathing. This is why I help entrepreneurs, CEOs develop biz purpose plans. Biz purpose plans allow you to be more focused and strategic with your revenue generating activities, right? And so I invite you to look up Christian Entrepreneurs Online on Facebook, my Facebook group, and definitely join that group where I'm going to continue to add value in the lives of other CEOs. Okay. So, with a business plan, when you first start out in business, one of the first things a lot of people think about is putting together a business plan. There's many templates you can find online that are very generic, but what people don't realize is the work that goes into a true business plan. And so if you're going to get a full business plan for your business and pay someone to do it, pay a consultant to do it, which I do offer that service, you should expect to spend at least a couple of grand, a couple of $1,000s for a business plan, a true business plan, right? And it could be even greater than that, depending upon the type of business. Business plans could be, upwards of 20,000, 25,000 or more, depending on the type of business that you are starting and the reason for the business plan. The reality is most entrepreneurs don't need that type of business plan, right? Because once that business plan is put together, it means nothing when you actually start your business, right? It's only a gauge to see what those initial projections were and what they actually are. So that's why a business plan should be organic. That's why it should be living. That's why it should be breathing. Because once you actually start your business, those plans are only, just to observe. And so the reality is when entrepreneurs first start out and they either develop their own business plan, they pay somebody to develop a business plan for them, within a couple of years, that thing is collecting dust, right? It's either collecting dust on your desk, in your file cabinet. If you have a digital copy, it's collecting dust on your computer. So it's virtually unutilized. It's virtually useless to you as an entrepreneur. And, a typical business plan has a executive summary, which is a concise overview of the business plan. It has a description of your company, explains who you are, how you operate, and what your goals are. It's going to have a place for products, services, depending on which or if both that you offer. So it's a clear description of what you're selling with a focus on the customer benefits. You also have a market analysis showing information about your particular industry, the conclusions based upon that knowledge of your industry, as well as the market research that is conducted. And then strategy and implementation has to do with summarizing your sales and marketing strategy and how you will implement them with an actual operating plan. One thing about marketing is a constant series of tests and adjustments over time. So it's a constant work. And then also in a business plan, you'll have organization. How is your company organized? How is it structured? Who are the owners are, if you are the owner, and how the chain of command is within that business or your business. And then the last part has to do with financial plan and projections. And this is a major area of where, investors going to want to look at. So my thought typically is with business plans, unless you are going to seek an investor, it's really not going to be beneficial, right? Because one of the main purposes of a business plan is, again, to give you, some type of structure, operation, a guide, but it is to entice an investor to put money in your business. And this is a worthwhile venture where I will get a return on my investment. That's what an investor wants to know. But again, typically with most entrepreneurs, a full business plan is not what you necessarily need. And so one thing I offer, again, is a Biz Purpose Plan. It is conducted over generally 2 sessions. Depending upon your business, we may add a third as well, to kind of put together that Biz Purpose Plan. And so it allows us to do it fast, it's easy, it's shareable, and it can be impressive. So it's fast because documenting your business strategy, it shouldn't take hours or days, right? And so I have a format that I use to help you have an initial business plan in a fraction of the time. So we kind of just lay it out, talk it out, kind of bring clarity and make it concise. And so it's easy, unlike, again, traditional business plans where there's a whole lot of writing, the formatting. Anyone should be able to document their business with the format that I offer. And then it's shareable because you can get feedback on the detail of your business plan. It makes it simple for people to understand what your business is, how you operate, and to get feedback even from someone who may be interested in investing and trying to understand is this worthwhile. It also gives you structure, some parameters in which to operate your business by, so you stay within that. Or, if you want to, you have the ability to change and adjust over time as well. And then it becomes impressive because, it gives you the opportunity to explain your business in a simplified fashion, right? And so typically, even with myself, I have mine hanging on the wall, and it helps me to remember, what I do, who I serve, how I serve them. Okay. And so again, that is conducted over 2 to 3 sessions, and it allows you to have an initial document in which to conduct and guide your business. And so you may be wondering, what's all included in that? What do I get from that? And so the process, we first off start with identifying your identity, who you are, right? What is this business about? There also must be a problem worth solving. And so we want to identify, what is that problem worth solving? Because when you go to the marketplace, potential clients, potential customers, in order for you to gain their interest, you have to be in a position, or you have to be able to communicate the problem that you solve, right? And so understanding the problem that's worth solving, you also have a solution, right? And it's good if you can communicate that in a unique fashion. What makes your solution different than your competitors, right? Also, understanding your target market. Who is it that you're going after? Because when you identify your target market, then there is a best way to communicate to that market, right? And so you also want to look at your competition. Who is your competition? I know a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, they say they're not really worried about competition, but your potential customers, your potential clients are. Just like they're looking at what you offer and trying to figure out if you can help them, they are looking at others and they are making a comparison. So you need to know who they're looking at and what makes them different from you, and how you can separate yourself from them and then add value to, again, entice people to reach out to you to gain their interest. In your sales channels, you have to define how you're going to sell, right? So if you have a physical location, you want to have a description of that physical location. If you're doing online, then you want to take in consideration that particular process, right? And so also understanding marketing activities. This doesn't have to be vast, right? One of the things I talked about last night in our profit planning workshop had to do with what I learned in 2022. And one thing that I learned in 2022 is ultimately less is more. You know, I burnt myself out by trying to be in too many places at one time. And so there is a better way to do what I was wanting to do. And I figured that out in 2022 and looking to implement that more. And so marketing activities, what are the things that you do, right, to gain that exposure, to build that know, like, and trust over time? And you want to define that, right? Okay. And understanding also your revenue and expenses, right? What services or products are you offering? What is your anticipated ratio of those services and products, so that you can have some type of gauge to estimate your revenue? And also you want to look at your expenses. What are the expenses involved in starting the business and operating the business? What are those fixed expenses that you're going to have to cover no matter what? What are those variable expenses that increase as your revenue or as your sales increase? Right. So you have fixed expenses as well as variable expenses, and you need to be able to identify those so that you can ultimately come up with that break-even point. It also gives you a guide, somewhat of a budget. Say, this is what I anticipated. You should always figure in overruns as well, but you want to stay within that budget, and it will kind of help you lay that out and identify that. You also, what we conduct is set some milestones which are within your business. I typically want to do 5, right? These milestones give you something to work towards. And once that milestone is achieved, you know, it's time to celebrate, and it helps keep you motivated. One quote that has stuck with me, and I mentioned this last night as well, one quote that has stuck with me over time is from Maximizing the Moment, book by Bishop T.D. Jakes. He says that procrastination is the assassination of motivation. Procrastination is the assassination of motivation, right? So when you set those revenue generating activities, those marketing activities, and begin to do that over the course of time, what you'll notice is you'll begin to hit those milestones, and that will encourage you, and that will continue to motivate you. And so we want to establish those also, because we as entrepreneurs need that. We need to know, hey, I'm moving forward. You know, even within my own business, last year we fell short of my revenue goal, right? But then looking at the numbers, I'm like, you know, wow, I can't even be mad because we've come a long way from the previous year, from the previous 2 years. So we're moving in the right direction, even if I didn't hit my revenue goals that I wanted to hit for 2022. So I can't really complain. And so who's on your team? Who do you identify as being on your team? This is not necessarily those who work for you, because we as entrepreneurs, especially those of us who are solopreneurs, even if you have maybe employees that work for you or independent contractors that work for you for various things, as far as being at the top and being a solopreneur, it can be lonely. So it's good to have persons or people that we can talk to about this venture that we're on, right? So look at who's on your team, who helps you, you know, whether they're paid or unpaid. You want to identify, right? And that helps to have a level of accountability. So who are your partners in resources? You know, who helps you deliver the services, the products that you take to the market? Who helps you with that? as well as the various resources. And so with the Biz Purpose Plan, that's kind of what we help you lay out. And again, this document, which is designed to be on one page, it's a guide, and it also helps you explain your business. And so this, again, it's organic, it's living, it's breathing, because you can make adjustments over time. And so I promise you, it won't collect dust, physical dust or virtual dust on your computer. It won't collect dust because, again, you can hang it up right there on the wall behind you. There's a wall right behind my monitor here. It's all kind of stuff on the wall that you can't see. The wall behind me is pretty because the camera sees it, but the wall in front of me that you never see is a mess. And so, again, it helps with that. And so, again, I encourage you, if you don't have some type of document in place, you don't necessarily need a full business plan. A Biz Purpose Plan may be exactly what you need. And so I encourage you, reach out to me if you decide there's something you want to do. You can reach out to me personally on whatever social media site you are looking at this video. Also, you can visit my website, brotherjuan.me, brotherjuan.me. And fill out the application for a biz discovery session, and we can begin to lay that out. And I look forward to working with you, even if not then, throughout the year with the various offerings that I am planning. So again, y'all have a good day, and we shall see you next time.